Imagine having to sort through all of the data of one company. Think of how many numbers and code sequences your mind would be troubled with on a day-to-day basis. It certainly is a good thing that database management systems exist and are able to do this job for us. In today's presentation, we will cover on what a database is, the comparison between SQL and noSQL databases, and databases in real life. So let's begin. First of all, what is a database? A database is a collection of organized data. Data includes facts and statistics that must be collected for analysis. Data in a database must be interpreted before it is useful to humans. Databases are set up so that they mirror reality. They're organized to model reality, and they support processes that need data. An example of this could be a hotel setting up its database so that the availability of rooms can be set up to find a room with a vacancy. Database management systems are software applications that give users the ability to interact with one or more databases. Restrictions can exist. Sometimes database management systems are referred to simply as a database. Database management systems have a variety of functions that they must have in order to be a proficient system. First of all, data entry is a key function. They also must be able to store and retrieve large amounts of data. Many different brands of database management systems that we can see on the screen right now. Just a few of these popular database management systems include Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase, and IBM. These have all been popular since the 1990s. Now let's compare the types of database management systems. First, we have SQL, and SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It was created in the 1970s, and it is the first and most standard type of data. Next, we have noSQL, and noSQL was introduced in the 2000s. noSQL is very fast and does not require any fixed table schemas. It uses a model-less approach, and it's unstructured. Some popular brands include Hazelcast, Apache, and Cassandra. These are all types of open software systems as well. Now let's compare SQL and noSQL systems. First, we will start off with data storage. So in an SQL system, data is stored in rows and columns. Rows carry information about one entry, and columns are separate data points. An example of data storage in an SQL system is depicted on the screen. Data storage in a noSQL system includes a multitude of different types of storage models. Documents, graphs, key values, and columnar and wide column stores are all the different kinds of data storage in a noSQL system, and popular brands can be seen on the slide. Schemas and flexibility is another aspect that we will look at. In an SQL system, the whole software must be offline in order for users to edit or update the database. This can be a hassle. However, on the other hand, noSQL systems are dynamic. They can be edited whenever and wherever, and this makes them much more flexible than an SQL system. The scalability of an SQL system is vertical, and what this means is that the cost can be much more due to the fact that one giant server is required to process all of the data. Now, scalability in a noSQL system is horizontal, and this is less expensive due to the fact that multiple servers are actually able to be used instead of one giant server, and data is distributed automatically. ACID compliancy is the next thing, and what ACID stands for is atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. In an SQL database, most relational databases are ACID compliant. However, on the other hand, noSQL databases actually vary depending on the technology, and many give up ACID compliancy for performance and scalability. Whether a company uses SQL or noSQL databases depends entirely on the company's individual functions and goals. Even though SQL is older, companies still use it. This chart depicts the amount of companies that use both SQL and noSQL, and that only use SQL, and that only use noSQL. As we can see, many use both, and a great deal of them still use SQL. Now we will discuss a few real-life examples of databases. The first is an in-memory database. In an in-memory database, most data resides in the main memory, but there is some that is backed up by secondary or non-volatile storages. These are faster than disk databases. The second type is an active database, and these are event-driven, and this means that the data can respond to what goes on in and outside the database. Some examples include security monitoring and statistic gathering. The cloud database is another type, and this relies on cloud technology, as you could probably tell from the name. This is developed by programmers, and it is maintained by users in the web browser or the cloud. Finally, we have an end-user database, and this is developed by end users. Many products exist that support this type of database, and a few of them include documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and multimedia files. In conclusion, databases are very useful ways to store and manage data. The two types, SQL and noSQL, both have their beneficial functions, and there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to using a database management system. Without databases, there would be a lot of data floating out there, and people would not know how to sort it or what to do with it.